The market is plunging today, down another 7%, which brings the total correction down to about 20% now. One of the reasons I'm doing this unscripted video is to take credit. I told you this was going to happen, and in fact it is going to happen. I did a video just last week about we need leadership. Again, we need leadership. We need someone to come in and give us a direction as to how we as business owners, as individuals should behave going this forward. In that video, I mentioned a Rachel's Ginger Beer in Seattle, who, as an example of a small business, is going to be put in jeopardy as a result of corporations telling their people to stay at home and not to work, and therefore Rachel's Ginger Beer shop will probably be put in jeopardy as a result, as are thousands of vendors that make their living based on South by Southwest in Austin, Texas, as convention centers close down in Miami, and again, millions of people will not show up, and individual small businesses will be put in jeopardy. We need leadership. We need Congress to come together. We need the Fed to come together and come up with a plan for helping these people through this difficult time, and it's going to continue. We haven't seen the last of it. Where do you go for safety? Again, I hope you've seen my videos where I told you that the 10-year Treasury was safety, and you went to TLT as I did, and every morning you're making more money. I believe TLT is up $8 a share, and it's been selling originally when I first got into it around 145, and I don't know where it's at right now, but this is where you need to go. What should you be buying now? I'm buying nothing. I'm buying nothing now. I'm sitting in my treasuries and I'm watching. The average treasury, or the treasury yield, is now down to 0.4, the lowest it's been as long as I remember. Okay, what about other industry? I'm in the real estate industry. Do I want to go into other people's homes now and walk through them not knowing anything about them? No, I've become very unsocial. I've told my wife we will not be going to the gym this week, or probably next week. I will not be going to my yoga classes because it's roughly a 40 by 40 room. Maybe it's 50 by 50, I don't know. And there's 36 people in there that I don't know. I mean, I know them on a general basis, but I don't know where they've been for the last week. We, for probably 10 years, have been going out to lunch every Wednesday with a couple. We won't be going this Wednesday. I do not want to go into a crowded restaurant in downtown Bessemer, the Bright Star, and sit with a bunch of people that I don't know, and I don't know where they've been. We had a situation just yesterday. We went to coffee. Every Sunday we meet a group of people for coffee, and two of them were sniffing and coughing. Does that scare me? Yes. I'm 75 years old. I am the target audience for the virus, and I'm not feeling comfortable because of that. So there are going to be some tremendous buying opportunities. If you're a millennial, what you should be doing now is gathering as much cash as you can. You should be setting up an E-Trade account or a Schwab account and funneling as much cash as you can get into it right now and waiting for the signal to buy. When there is some reason for me to go to my yoga class, that is going to be your cue. When I become social, I got two closings on real estate today at 3 o'clock and 3:30. I'm not anxious to be sitting in a small room with a lawyer and four other people who I don't know where they have been. I will touch none of them. I will take my hand wipes. I'm scared because I'm the target audience. Again, if you're an investor, you are going to have the opportunity of a lifetime. I not long ago said when Amazon was at 2,000 and I got out and I said I want to buy it at 1,700. It's down to 1,770 today. It's going lower. It may go down to 1,200. I will be watching it. And then when it gets down there, I will be buyers of Amazon, Google, Microsoft, all the companies that are in the big nine, all the companies who are going to gather data, and as a result of 5G, and are going to lead us into the new 5G world where artificial intelligence and facial recognition and autonomous automobiles and smart homes and smart cars and replacing my phone with a ring or a watch and a pair of glasses that talks to me and gives me information. I'm going to do a video later this week on the new airport in Beijing, China. You've got to see this. It's all facial recognition. And I know here in the United States we're going to have some privacy issues around facial recognition. But facial recognition is going to change our world. It is going to make our world a safer place. It is going to, I saw a video in China where a policeman had a pair of glasses on with one of those, if you remember Google glasses, it had a little protrusion here, and he could look at people in a train station, and even if they had makeup and disguise on, that it would identify this individual as a crook, and they arrested them. Facial recognition is going to also, in China, there are cities that you have no cash. The yuan is not welcome. That's their currency. It is everybody through the work of Tencent and Budai. They are pay for everything with their phone and facial recognition. This is a part of what you need to be investing in when this plunge is over. How long is it going to take? And I get comments about the flu is much worse than this. The flu has a vaccine. We know the habits of the flu. We know that once we get into warm weather, the flu will subside. We don't know that about the virus. We have no idea. We believe, and from what I'm hearing from the people who know a lot more about it than I do, the vaccine's a year away. We have to take the blood from the people who are affected by it and then analyze it and come up with a vaccine that will fight it. That's a year away. So this is something we're going to have to live with, and we're going to have to get used to. But again, if you have access to cash and you, again, as a millennial, if you don't have an E-Trade or a Schwab, an online account, you must be setting one up now and just fund it. And for the next, until I tell you time to buy, you just be pumping cash into it. And I wouldn't even put it into TLT because TLT, interest rates are down to 0.04. The United States is going to create a fiscal policy. They are going to create a fiscal policy to rescue small businesses. They have to create a fiscal policy to help the airline industry. They have to create a fiscal policy to help stop the bleeding in the cruising industry and the travel industry. Our president needs to stop playing golf and holding fundraisers and get back to Washington and put together a plan. We need leadership right now. I referenced in my past video the bombing of Pearl Harbor. That's what's happening. We are being attacked. It is not by the Japanese, it's not by the Germans, it's not by anybody. We're being attacked by a virus, and we need to have a plan to protect us, the citizens.